Hey guys, welcome to the channel Earn While We Sleep, February 17th, 2024. I just kind of wanted to, talk a little bit about XRP and this bull cycle and what we can kind of expect and what we should be expecting, because I know a lot of people, including myself, are a little bit disappointed with the price of XRP kind of being down around that 55 cents area, which is pretty low for an asset like that, especially after the lawsuit. I mean, right after that lawsuit, they won, in fact, in court. Shot up from, where were we, around like 40 cents, 50 cents, all the way up to, that 90-cent area. And then we just kind of fell back. We just started consolidating over and over and over again, all the way down to 60 cents. And here we are around that 50-cent range now. And it's really disappointing because now we're watching all these other altcoins run, and it just feels like XRP is doing nothing. And the truth is, the price is doing nothing. But why do we think that is? We have to start asking questions, right? Because a lot of things just don't add up with XRP. Like, they just really don't. And you have to actually start reading between the lines. Like, the price is clearly being suppressed. How? We don't know. I mean, you can speculate and say that there's bots, that there's cross trading happening, and and all these things. And there might be. There, in fact, might be, because you have to think about it from Ripple's point of view. Like, if they're going to be walking up to world leaders and banks trying to introduce their technology, and they, of course, with their ODL liquidity on demand, they want to make sure that when they do have to process a payment for overseas and use the XRP, that it is stable. You know what I mean? Like, it might only take a few seconds to actually process the transaction, but within those few seconds, you don't want it to be, the price to be fluctuating, 2%, 1%, or even 0.5% for that matter, right? Because it that's a lot of money on a big transaction of $1 million, 0.5%, right? So, you can't have any of that. So obviously they're going to be coming up with ways to try and make the price stable. And you can see on certain dates, like the last bull run, what was it? It was like, starting the last bull run, it was like December 18th. And it was like 2021? And they literally, was it 2021 or 2020? Well, regardless, they literally shot up from like 70 cents all the way to $3 in a short time span of 2 weeks. By January 5th, it was over $3 from the 70 cents. So think about that. Obviously, XRP has the pumponomics, and that was when they were under a lawsuit. They were actively under a negative lawsuit, and that's what happened. So even though, there's all sorts of more tokens and people want to say, oh, there's all sorts of different types of investment opportunities, the truth of the matter is that the opportunity is here in XRP. And when they release the reins, whatever that may be, and whenever that may be, XRP is going to take off, and it's going to blow people out of the water, and people are going to start freaking out, and they're going to FOMO into this thing. That's the truth. And the partnerships that XRP has, I mean, they're with Santander and over 300 of the most major banks all over the world. Like, the lawsuit with the US, as bad as it was, could almost be looked at as a blessing, because what that ended up doing is it forced XRP to start being innovative and start going outside of the United States, which they already were. But now that was just their main objective. It was like, okay, goodbye US. I mean, the world is the world. Like, if your technology is that good, it doesn't really matter if the US wants to say no. We're just going to start off in, Japan and Hong Kong and Thailand and, wherever they want to take the technology. And so that's what they did, and they concentrated, and they made a huge foundation, a huge base. There is no way that with the amount of partnerships that Ripple has, that XRP is not going to pump, especially with the IPO around the corner. Think about the IPO. People say, oh yeah, well, the IPO is not going to affect the price of Ripple or of XRP. Of course it will. Of course it will. Like, Do not be foolish. Do not be foolish. An IPO is bullish for XRP. Okay? That's 100%. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. But it's almost 100%. You know, I mean, there's nothing in life that's really like 100% except death and taxes. But XRP IPOing is pretty close. So, I mean, we have to really understand that as well. So, you know, it's just something I think that everybody kind of needs to hear. And anybody that is still actively in the XRP army and waiting for this to pump, and, you know, they're like, you want to jump into some other coins, just know that if you've waited this long, you can't leave. You can't leave. If you leave, you will roll it over into Solana or whatever you're going to roll it over into, and Solana will take a breather and XRP will pump. That's just how it is. That's the law. It's the law of the world, the law of nature. As soon as the weak hands leave, it starts to run. If you wanted to do that like 2 months ago for a quick flip or something, then maybe. But the risk versus reward at this point, in my opinion, is way too high. You cannot flip back now. It is way too close. So, I mean, and it's honestly, it's worth it in the end. XRP is, you know, more than likely going to be much bigger than everybody thinks. And that lawsuit that they had, I mean, of course they had great arguments, and, you know, they have Ripple, which is a separate entity than XRP. So all of that does make sense. But let's be real here. The judge gave them the head nod. It was like someone kind of came up to them during a brunch, and to the judge, that is, and kind of said, hey, push that through. This is bigger than you. Because it is. It is bigger than the judge. And XRP winning is massive for crypto, but it's massive for XRP. So everybody just kind of keep that in mind, hang in there. And I would, you know, if our last previous high was around $3, we're just getting started. We are literally just getting started. And regardless if XRP is the biggest gainer this bull run out of the top 100 or whatever, it really doesn't matter. It's the longevity with it. I mean, you're going to make some really good bank with XRP more than likely. Not financial advice. But long term, I don't think that there's a better project. I don't think there's a better project long term. It's literally the future of the financial system, and it's happening right in front of our face, and nobody's saying anything, and everybody's just quiet. It feels like Bitcoin in like 2012. It literally does. It's just right in front of you. People are using it, and now it's gotten to the point where nobody even wants to explain it anymore. It's like, yeah, you know what? Let's just keep it quiet. We'll keep it to ourselves, just like Bitcoin was. They try and tell everybody what this is happening. It's happening right in front of you. Look, oh my God, it's the future. Can't you see it? And people just look at it, they see it, but for some reason they just can't believe it. It's like, well, if it was so good, then why isn't it at $100,000? It's like, it's just a baby, it's an infant. It's just getting started. Can't you see what's happening? Look at this, look at that, look at the transactions. But of course, people only know number go up. It's the only thing they know. So that's where I believe that we are with the inception of XRP and where the price is going to go. And just remember, it's like a slingshot, right? The price has been suppressed due to that lawsuit for years. This is the first bull market in a long time, since like when? Like 2017, since we're really going to get to see a strong bull market come up from this. So it's a slingshot. Further you pull it back, further it goes up. All right, everybody. A little bit of hopium for everybody out there. Have a good one.